We didn't write nothing for like 2 years or longer since we did the first record. We didn't do nothing on the road or nothing. We just came back and like all the shit that we held back that whole time just flew out.
Not just content with chalking up a name for themselves in hard rock circles, Korn's pioneering spirit now extended itself into the realms of new media. In July 1996, the band made cyberspace history by becoming the first rock act to conduct an interactive radio broadcast on the internet. Designed to promote their forthcoming second album, Life is Peachy, the event featured the band performing several new songs online and allowed fans to phone in a variety of hard-hitting questions via an 800 number. The internet was not only going to prove to be a valuable marketing tool for the band's music, but also a direct communications centre where Korn's ever-growing army of fans could express themselves and trade off each other. Prior to the album's release, Korn had released the highly collectible Christmas song vinyl promo, a very much in-demand fan item. They only pressed 150 to 200 albums that were handed out for free at shows and record stores. The vinyl copy contained the Christmas song, censored by the FCC, and of course a fully uncensored, unedited version for public consumption. With new product in high demand, the follow-up to Korn's blistering 1994 self-titled debut, Life is Peachy was rush-released in the fall of 1996. It was recorded in less than 1 month, again at Indigo Ranch Studios, Malibu, California, just so the band could get back out on the road to satisfy their fans. Initial editions of the album contained a CD extra video segment of Korn's performance at the Astoria Theatre, London, England, to give the uninitiated a pre-tour taste. Produced again by Ross Robinson, the group's second studio effort was even less sonically palatable and more disturbing than its illustrious predecessor, not least because of Davis's unrock-like bagpipe playing. The album ebbed and flowed with more unique, distinct songs, which the band hoped would finally silence critics who had already slagged off the Korn phenomenon as a one-trick pony. A natural progression from Korn, Peachy found the band further sharpening its fire and brimstone musical approach, while Jonathan Davis seemingly drove deeper into the psychological tribulations of his youth for lyrical inspiration. Full of shrilly distorted guitar squeals, bass-heavy darkness, and laryngitis-inducing growls, Korn's sophomore turn, the sarcastically titled Life is Peachy, was a musical tour through some truly evil corners. The album was originally supposed to be titled Life is Peachy, after the Peachy folders that were popular school supplies on the west coast of the US, with the cover art being a replica of one of those folders. That moniker was copyrighted, however, so the name was duly altered. The Bakersfield Quintet's paranoia-induced rampage made countless by-the-numbers death metal acts seem cartoonish by comparison. Mostly, Korn succeeded in inspiring rage and terror by not overplaying its hand, and by mixing in hip-hop beats, punk abandon, and funky humour with its own brand of thrash metal. Once more, Jonathan Davis crooned as ably as he roared, making his Exorcist impression seem genuine when he did eventually break into it. On a musical note, James Monkey Schaefer's and Brian Head Welsh's guitars never exploded into bombastic, faster-than-light solos. Instead, they upheld the album's eerie textures by flying in and out of the mix like samples. And drummer David Silveria was as adept at reproducing the Latin percussion polyphony of War on a metallic cover of that band's Low Rider as he was double-timing on his twin bass drums. Add it all up, and Life is Peachy assembled into far more than your average declaration to Satan. Here was a musically more mature Korn, with improved song structures and slightly more pop tones creeping into their still very creepy tunes. But far from being radio-friendly, nearly every song included some sort of profanity, from the first single, Adidas, an acronym for All Day I Dream About Sex, to the non-stop cussing of a bunch of symbols that stood for a rather rude four-lettered word beginning with C. Other notably unpleasant tracks included such sing-along ditties as Porno Creep. From their music and lyrics, especially the first album's Daddy, a tearful song about Davis's relationship with his father, and the follow-ups Kill You, this time about revenge on his stepmother, who had constantly harassed, punished, and tormented him as a teenager, Korn seemed to comprise 5 massively sick and depressed motherfuckers. But with raised middle fingers and smirks of success, they now seemed pretty content with their lot. A more immediate success when it first hit record stores, Life is Peachy debuted at number 3 on Billboard's Top 200 album charts, and caused a considerable buzz across the Atlantic, with nods from Kerrang! Magazine for Album of the Year and Best New Band. Selling in the order of 20,000 units a week, it very quickly reached platinum status in the US. It also spawned a radio and video hit in the shape of the aforementioned Adidas All Day I Dream About Sex, and a hit single in the shape of No Place to Hide, which was later nominated for a Grammy Award in 1998 for Best Metal Performance, following on from the previous year's nomination for the bagpipe-infested Chutes and Ladders. By now, Korn had a fanbase of over 2 million strong, and a legion of musical imitators so large it threatened to saturate planet rock, signalling that despite an uncompromising sound, the Bakersfield Metal Men had become a major musical force to be reckoned with, and a big influence on a whole host of burgeoning new heavy metal bands.